The first thing you want to do with your data storytelling cards is lay them out something similar to this. You'll notice you have 5 main categories of cards. You have these use case cards, and you have the how-to card, which has a link to this video, and the back has some basic instructions. Every single card has a front side and a back side, and depending on the type of card, it's going to give you different types of details. Let's start by looking at the main structure of the cards first. We have our 5 categories of audience, context, tale, envision, and delivery. That's the high level category of those cards. There are 2 subcategories within each of these decks of cards. The first thing we want to look at is to understand what are the subcategories within each category. You can find what the subcategories are simply by flipping the title card over, and it has the list of what the subcategories are. You'll notice that is the case for all of the cards. Audience, context, tale, they're all the same. So you flip the title card over and you'll see what subcategories are in there for you to start to consider to help you craft your data story. So let's go a little bit deeper into one of these. Let's look at audience. The first subcategory in audience is data attitudes. Every single deck that we have has a little bit more detail about that category, knowing your audience. So we have A1, know your audience. But we want to look at the first subcategory, which is data attitudes. Data attitudes includes the following cards. We have all the way up from a data skeptic to someone who is a data enthusiast. So we can see this is our first subcategory. We can just lay them out like this, just so you can understand the structure and how it all works. So from here, you will also then start to see there's a couple of aspects to every single card. You have your brief description and then a tip in how to use the card. Let's take the data enthusiast card. The front side describes what it is and tips on how to use it. The rear side of every card has a very compelling set of linked cards that are related to this card, and they are split across the categories. So we have the A for audience, cards related to this card within the audience subcategory. But we also have related cards that you would see in context, tale, envision, and delivery. So if you're at a loss, you need some ideas on what might be related to this concept of the data enthusiast under data attitudes, you can simply flip to the back and see what's there. That's this overall structure for all of these cards here. What's a little bit different is use case cards. You'll see there's use cases for popular scenarios within most businesses. In this case, we have a use case for sales performance, and you can see we have some recommended cards you might want to look at across the various categories. In general, there's 4 recommendations for each use case. You can flip it around and there's a different use case for financial performance. That is the overall structure of the cards and how they use the categories, subcategories, and finally the most minute level of detail, the specific cards related to the category that they're in.